20 and 2021, 5-7 last year. These Cardinals are in Athens for the first time ever. Ball State is playing SEC opponents though in consecutive weeks. Lost to Kentucky last Saturday. They are 0-12 lifetime in the SEC, and they have to deal with humidity that is all over Matt Stinchcombe's dress shirt as we get ready for kick between the Cardinals and the Dogs. Jack Drake is going to kick to that guy you were talking about, Makai Muse. He does it all. Little man for the Dogs is standing at his goal line. And here he comes. And there he goes. Past the 45-yard line. Nice field position for Carson Beck, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida. Was Mr. Florida in 2018. Originally was going to go play baseball for the Florida Gators. The Gators, yeah, that's right. And then it ultimately flipped and decided to go play for Georgia. First career start last week.
Hours in the backfield like he is right now.
2nd and 8. Quick throw, a good one. It's a first down throw to Rosemy Jacksaint. And despite the mistake that he made that led to him not playing last week, Kirby Smart says he's as big a leader as we've got on this team.
And a guy that they clearly trust as a performer on the field. He's obviously got tremendous influence in that locker room. A veteran player, a guy that Carson Beck brought up. Look, we've got a ton of banked reps together. One that he can trust to go to the football with.
Already inside the Ball State 29-yard line. Just 2 minutes into the football game. You see that clock continuing the run, which it does now, even when there's a first down. Beck has plenty of time, and out the back, that's a catch. And a great one by Dominic Lovett on a ball thrown behind him. The Mizzou transfer picks up 16 last week. Let's go back 2 plays ago.
Yeah, part of the reason why Georgia was probably going fast was to make sure that they got this back up and going. I don't see anything from that angle that could say that it wasn't a catch.
Field goal, a try by Peyton Woodring. It's 28 yards in length. The true freshman from Lafayette, Louisiana, hooked it. Well, this is the best team in the country last year in the red zone, and they get no points on their first drive of the second game.
To put the ball in the end zone.
You will see Lane Hatcher, you will see Kyle Kelly at quarterback as well. Have to get rid of it, and the Dogs sniff this one out. This is Max Webster. You might see him at quarterback today too. He didn't pick up much. Cooper's bottled up in the backfield, but got rid of the first pursuers and then gets bottled up, losing even more yardage. Back to the 45. It's a loss of 9. Tyke Smith and Marvin Jones Jr. finished him. 47-yard punt for Boro the first time. Couldn't pin Georgia deep. Muse at the 31. He's dangerous. He made a man miss. He's inside the 30. 69 yards. The sophomore from Grayson, Georgia, might be 5'7", and there's no way he's 185 pounds. But there isn't anybody that's got a bigger heart in a Georgia uniform than this guy. A career night last Saturday, and it continues the following week as he puts the Dogs on the board.
Well, already in this game, Ball State has had success on a short yardage scenario with Cooper.
They are 0 of 3 on third down. They pick up the blitz. Simons has got an open receiver, but that ball drifts, and Starks picks it off. From top high school prospect to true freshman star, Kirby Smart wants this guy to find his voice as a sophomore. Bigger than that. So Georgia back in Ball State territory. Beck, play action all day. Middle of the field, Smith in stride. 37 yards. Beck throws off his back foot. Rosemy Jack Saint, touchdown.
The ball's hung on him. A lot of times the pressure has gotten home.
Natcher still on the sideline, and Samanza is intercepted. That is off the foot of a receiver and caught out of the air by Chaz Chambliss. I mean, that's Franco Harris level stuff there.
It looked like it bounced off the right foot of Maximus Webster. Look at that, bam! And how about Chaz Chambliss? He's the run stopper. Big physical guy. Coaches talk about him all the time. Roughneck. He's pass rushing, comes back around. Webster, that ball bounced right to Chambliss. Unbelievable.
Lifelong Georgia guy from Carrollton, made his first career start last week. Gets to wear the gold pads after getting his first interception.
Did he put him on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Crowd was crazy, too.
All right. Yeah. Now, this is a guy, look, he'll set the edge. He will absolutely stick his face in the fan. Physical guy, not scared of it, but not the guy that you would think is going to end up with a lot of takeaways.
Seen this a number of times so far in the game, and gets the handoff. Look at that cut. Look at this one. Touchdown, Dylan Bell. A 21-yard run for the sophomore from Houston.
Great cut by Dylan Bell.
Samanza passes. Go to the ground, and Cooper's got no place to go. He's going to lose a yard on the play as Tyke Smith comes up there and makes the tackle. He was emphatic with us yesterday about pressuring the defense, taking the football, or the offense rather, taking the football away from them this year.
Yeah, got him walked off the line of scrimmage.
Beck, the blitz picked up, and it yields a first down. C.J. Smith, 16 more yards for the Dogs in a first down. Catalyst getting that offense going last week. Beck gets this one, a good ball to Ra Thomas, a Mississippi State transfer for 17 more inside the 15.
To the wide side of the field. And now Bowers.
And that's the way Beck goes, and he finds a wide open receiver with a flag down. It's Dominic Lovett.
See, I wonder if they're going to get him for offensive pass interference here.
Pass interference. Offense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
You hear analysts all over college football talk about rub routes used in this kind of position for touchdowns. What was the case here, Stitch?
So watch, Rosemy Jack Saint's going to work inside right here on Jordan Riley. I don't see it. I mean, that's not it. That's not offensive PI. I would disagree vehemently with that call. That was
Kirby Smart, your old teammate, absolutely does. He is incredulous down there on the sideline. 35-yard field goal attempt, and Woodring gets on track after missing his first attempt. 24-0, but that call cost Georgia 4 points. Samanza, this one's batted in the air and also picked off. Again off the carom, it's Tyke Smith. was an All-American at West Virginia. He was a role player last year for the Dogs. He's expected to be a leader in 2023.
He was in there on an earlier series.
Back to the air goes Beck. And Beck's going to take off inside the 10. And it'll be 1st and goal down at the 6. Don't tell Carson he can't run. He had a touchdown run last week, and now a big 1st down run for 14 yards here. Under center, it's Milton diving. Touchdown. Kendall had 8 of his 9 career touchdowns last year, and that's his first of 2023.
Back-to-back SEC games, these guys have shown a lot of toughness.
Well, and Alyssa, it's going to include Lane Hatcher at quarterback. He hands to Marquez Cooper, who loses half a yard. I wondered if we would see Hatcher in the second half. This is his 4th different school. Started his career at Alabama, didn't play there, but then was the starter at Arkansas State and Texas State. And in fact, he's ranked 2nd in Sun Belt history with 84 career touchdowns. Now moving on to the MAC, and I think the last thing that Coach New wants to do, to Alyssa's point, is hurt his true freshman quarterback, Caden Samanza, played him a half, let the trusty veteran come in off the bench and try to move the offense, and he throws a good ball to Keon Macwood. It'll be 3rd and 5. Mates, Beck 6'4", 220 pounds. You can see the great quarterback frame, and here's his arm on a one-on-one ball. It's going to be picked off. Bell off the carom. It goes to Damian Charity, and Charity's scampering down the sidelines and is trucked out of bounds in the Ball State bench in Georgia territory, and it's Hatcher that'll do it this time and gets rid of it quickly, but Georgia sniffs that one out. Koziel will lose yardage.
3rd and 10 plus. Will give the ball back to a defense that's already taken it away from you 3 times in the passing game.
Ball State's 0 of 6 on 3rd down today. Here comes the pressure from Munden. It's picked up. Hatcher still running for his life and has to throw it into the Ball State cheerleaders. Xavier Sori was all over Hatcher as he threw that ball away. To the 27-yard line, Beck takes a shot to the end zone. What a grab! That's a touchdown for Cass Jones. There is a flag down.
Pass interference, defense number 1. Penalties decline. Result of the play, touchdown.
So it's a 27-yard touchdown for Cass Jones against K-State. That's the noon kick on SEC Network next week. Cooper bouncing off Georgia Bulldogs, going the other way. Kristen Miller, who's had a good game, makes the tackle. Freshman from Ellenwood, Georgia.
Yeah, Kristen Miller, we've talked about him a couple of times. You know, he had that 1 face mask penalty. Expect you to be able to play.
Guerrero at the top of your screen. Hatcher looks that way, throws underneath. Cooper stays upright and gets right at the 1st down. That was like a wobbly heavyweight fighter in the 12th round trying to stay on his feet. Somehow he did.
Yeah, Raylan Wilson, he came up a little bit too hot. But Marquez Cooper, we talked about it. The guy does a great job keeping his feet. And of course, Aguero.
He prevented the 1st down, Stinch, by making that play, and that's 4th and about a foot. They run it, no chance. Cooper is bottled up by Gabe Harris, and it's a turnover on downs.
Boy, that keyed on that rocket motion that time. And you can see them starting to collapse at that time.
This is a give to Robinson, who gets the edge. And the big true freshman never goes to the ground. Still out there late in the second quarter, pumps, throws, wide open is dealt. Oscar's inside the 20, hurdling defenders. I bet he learned that move from Mr. Brock Bowers.
His hurdling skills.
It's the longest play of the game on offense, and then Robinson finishes the drill. This kid sure has looked impressive in the first couple of weeks of the season. 8 carries for 50 yards and a touchdown last week. And now 5 more carries for 36 yards and a score in week number 2. Well, Georgia originally was going to be in Norman, Oklahoma to play the Sooners today. They'll have to wait for the Sooners to join the SEC to get a shot at those guys. Make the most out of beating Ball State today 45-3. Georgia improves to 2-0, and Ball State falls to its second consecutive SEC opponent. Ball State will play Indiana State next week at 2 o'clock in Muncie. Georgia will host South Carolina right here at Sanford Stadium at 3:30.